McLaren has opened up on Daniel Ricciardo's future, while Sergio Perez is proud of his countryman. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our official home on unbeaten.com. McLaren chief Zak Brown says that the squad will make a decision later this year on its future driver lineup, but stopped short of saying he wants Daniel Ricciardo to be part of it.
All right, guys, where are we at? Let's
The Australian has struggled at McLaren since joining the team last year, but Brown, in a chat with the sport's official podcast F1 Nation, says while Ricciardo has been better in qualifying, all the ingredients are there for him to succeed.
I think he still doesn't feel he's, 10 out of 10 on top of the car, but he's got a great relationship with Lando. He knows the team well. It was great he was able to go back to Australia for the first time in a couple of years and recharge the batteries and see the family.
Ricciardo is also now competing against the team's other interests, with IndyCar drivers Pato O'Ward and Colton Herta lined up for tests. And its young star, Ugo Chukwu, is also on the rise.
Doing some testing with Pato, going to do some testing with Colton. We've got Ugo in Formula 4, put it on pole his first race. So I don't think you can ever plan too early, but there's no rush.
Red Bull pilot Sergio Perez says Mexico is enjoying a golden era in motorsport, with many of his countrymen impressing on the world stage. Perez, who's the most successful Mexican F1 driver of all time, says that it's been great seeing Pato O'Ward winning races for McLaren in IndyCar and Daniel Suarez competing in NASCAR.
I think Mexico is living the best era in the history. It has top drivers in each of the in each series, so it's great, and I hope that in the near future it's not only one, we can have a couple more.
Mexico's newest F1 hope is Noel Leon from Monterrey, with a 17-year-old signed by Red Bull's junior team, and who is now racing in Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine.
lost out on a lot of the pre-season.
Recently, Red Bull signed a Mexican junior driver, Noel. Jesse is doing really well. So yeah, there are very few Mexicans there. It's not like we have many in Europe, but there certainly are a few, and that's great. I think it's what we need.
Drivers will have to take more care suiting up for track sessions, with F1's governing body formally cracking down on underwear and jewelry after warning the field in Australia. As per F1's detailed regulations, every driver must wear FIA homologated underwear, balaclavas, gloves and socks. But jewelry, a fire risk in the car, is banned and cannot be worn, both of which will now be checked as part of a team's scrutineering submission. The crackdown, care of new F1 race director Niels Wittich, has been seen as unnecessary, and talks were held with Sir Lewis Hamilton in Miami after he threatened to not race if he was forced to remove earrings. They're literally welded on, so I'd have to get them chopped off or something, he said in Australia. Staying with Hamilton, who headed off track for much-needed calm pre-race, with the Brit taking to the green with legendary NFL quarterback Tom Brady at Miami Beach Golf Club. The pair teed off in a challenge set up by sponsor IWC Schaffhausen, with Hamilton excited that F1 has finally cracked America.
This has been a dream for our sport to be in Miami. We've been here to see other sports, but our sport hopefully will own its right to be here this week and put on a great show for everyone.
While the champion's teammate George Russell caught up with NBA player Isaiah Stewart of the Detroit Pistons for a few hoops. But he also spoke about the surprising strength of his relationship with Hamilton.
I had no thoughts that we weren't going to get along, but I think we both are getting along better than we anticipated. And I think it's because, you know, we're both winners, we both want to win, and we aren't in a position as a team to do that at the moment.
Japanese driver Yuki Tsunoda has admitted he didn't know what he was doing last year as a rookie racing for AlphaTauri. Tsunoda endured a baptism of fire in 2021, with points scored on debut at the first round in Bahrain. But he fell behind teammate Pierre Gasly after that, leading to a crisis of confidence. A subsequent move to AlphaTauri's Faenza hometown saw him focus on picking things up, leading to a season-best fourth in Abu Dhabi, followed by points in Bahrain and Imola this year. AlphaTauri boss Franz Tost says that the Japanese pilot made a big step forward over the European winter, while Tsunoda says he feels more in control with better race pace. The 21-year-old has also been quieter over the radio, a change from the frustrated outbursts broadcast last year. Maybe I'm still shouting, just I'm not pressing the radio. This is a massive step, he said. Art projects were all the rage pre-race in Miami, with Williams unveiling a one-off graffiti livery for its show car from local artist Surge. While Red Bull's sister team AlphaTauri collaborated with another local creative, Remote, who designed a Miami-themed paint scheme inspired by the fashion brand's spring-summer collection. The same concept featured on the headrest of the AT03s racing in Miami, while Remote also focused his attention on Yuki Tsunoda's helmet, which he redesigned for a special one-off livery.
The fact that you're going to wear this in the race is such an honor.
The AlphaTauri racers also got a chance to paint, with Tsunoda and his teammate Pierre Gasly painting helmets and the stands they'll be placed on, which will be sold off to raise funds for Red Bull's not-for-profit spinal cord research foundation, Wings for Life. But arguably the most creative art was over at McLaren, where Lando Norris ran a special basketball-inspired helmet scheme, a slam dunk in terms of unique design. McLaren was literally flying in Miami, ahead of the Floridian Party City's inaugural Grand Prix, after the squad's CEO Zach Brown traveled to Naval Air Station Pensacola for a run with the Blue Angels. The squadron, which is the second oldest formal aerobatics team in the world, has been an icon of the U.S. military since 1946, with 6 of the best in Boeing FA-18 Super Hornets. Brown suited up and put his helmet on before being strapped in, and the pilot didn't hold back on the G-forces.
Keep that train going.
The mistake I made is he said to me, like on the first maneuver, he went, single roll, double roll, half speed or full speed. And I went, double roll, full speed. And then it was like, oh man, I'm not sure. I was a little too brave.
IndyCar driver Alexander Rossi has backed his boss, Michael Andretti's plans to bring a team to F1, with the young American racer sure he has the credentials to compete with the best. Rossi, who enjoyed 5 starts in F1 in 2015 for Marussia, told the sports official podcast Beyond the Grid that while he had no idea on Andretti's chances, he knew the team doesn't do anything by halves.
Andretti Autosport is the largest motorsport organization in the world, right? And I think that he has success in every category that he competes in, and I think that that kind of speaks for itself.
Rossi said he did not want to come back to F1, given IndyCar title hopes, but he admitted that while Andretti would more likely go with teammate Colton Herta, he wouldn't say no to the right seat.
I don't really know that that conversation would ever happen, but if it did, I think coming from Michael, it would have to be a much more thought about answer than just an immediate no if, for example, a Sauber or Williams were to call.
British young gun Callum Ilott may be focused on his rookie IndyCar year, with the 23-year-old yet to hit the points for Hunkos Hollinger Racing after 4 races run. But the Brit was back in the paddock in Miami as reserve driver for Alfa Romeo, filling in for Robert Kubica, who was racing at Spa in the World Endurance Championship. Ilott, who has cut ties with Ferrari, was with Alfa Romeo as a free agent and may fulfill reserve duties for the team at other events, but he's not actively on the hunt for a 2023 drive. Now I've got a good career path in Indy. This is more, if something comes up, it happens, he said. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.